Hello, I'm Nemo6, and this video will be mostly talking about Starbound Fugitives and Eternal Nightmares Season 3. I hope you all enjoy the video, and I will see you later. Also, of course, there will be some spoilers. Some stuff will be revealed in this that hasn't already been revealed. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoy this video, and if you guys like this kind of video, I'll do more. Enjoy. Hello, everyone. I'm Nemo6, and nice to meet you all. So, first thing I'd like to say is, this is the, one of the parts of the map for Starbound Fugitives, my newest, series that I will be doing, hosted on this channel. Today's video is going to be a bit different. It's going to be a mix of all of my series, role plays, whatever you would like to call it, sort of talking about them, going through the lore and such. So, I'm going to start with Starbound Fugitives, my newest one, which has 2 trailers out right now, and episode will release tomorrow on January 1st of 2025. So, first thing I'd like to say is Starbound Fugitives is, well, the best way to sort of explain Starbound Fugitives is it's, first, for starters, it's a sci-fi series, and, well, it's got some things, but first I'm gonna say this: Starbound Fugitives is about an aspiring scientist that wants to create a revolutionary laser blaster. However, to do so, he had his friend rob the government of a top secret, well, sentient AI weapon that the government was experimenting with. Now, Dr. Neo, a character I play, which is the aspiring scientist, Brooks, Dr. Neo's childhood best friend, NX-103, the sentient AI weapon. Them 3 have to outrun the United States government before they are found, caught, and killed. Starbound Fugitives is a Minecraft sci-fi roleplay set in Oklahoma City in the year 2025. Starbound Fugitives is about 2 teenagers who steal a top-secret weapon from the United States government and are constantly on the run for them. I'll tell you a bit about each character now. Dr. Neo is an aspiring scientist, wannabe, who just wants to create revolutionary weapons and revolutionize the rest of the world at just the age of 15. Now, here's a bit more. Neo, as I said, is a scientist wannabe. He is not a true scientist because, after all, he is just a 15-year-old kid. He is still in high school, or well, was before he dropped out. Same with Brooks, except Brooks isn't. Brooks both in. I'll get into Brooks in a minute, but essentially, Neo is a scientist wannabe that just wants to help people and revolutionize the world. Neo is 15. Brooks, not much is known about Brooks except that he met Neo in, well, an orphanage, and they both go to the same high school, or, well, did before they both dropped out. NX-103 is Model 3 of a top-secret government project where they attempt to create AI weapons capable of mass destruction. However, after Brooks steals her from the government, she is damaged by him and, well, loses her memories. Detective Winters. Everett Winters is a CIA... Detective Winters, a.k.a. Everett Winters, is a CIA... Sorry, I'm really bad today with words. Sorry, we're going to try this one more time. Detective Winters, also known as Everett Winters, is a CIA detective agent tasked with locating NX-103 and killing Brooks and Neo. However, after captured by Brooks, his motives will end up changing. You will see all this later on. Essentially, this is a sci-fi series about 2 teenagers who do a really dumb thing by robbing the government. You'll find out how they did it later on. This will be a pilot episode, meaning only if you guys really enjoy it and really want to see more, we will do more of it. But for now, it will only be a pilot. As you can see here, this is Neo, for the record. He's got these weird goggles. You'll find out more about these goggles later on in the actual official episode. I don't want to get into much of them, but these goggles right here are lore important. But yeah, I don't want to spoil too much about Starbound Fugitives. However, as I've said, it's about 2 stupid teenagers who are on the run, and let's just say they get into some trouble. They're on the run from the government. They steal a sentient AI weapon and, get hunted down by Detective Winters. I'm not going to get too much into that now. What I will get into is a series you guys know well and love, my Zombie Apocalypse series, Eternal Nightmares. So, I'm going to go explain a bit about that. AKA, yes, that's right, Season 3 of Eternal Nightmares. Hello! Now, a bit about Eternal Nightmares Season 3. As you can see, this is Samuel Walker. This Season 3 will be 3 months into the zombie apocalypse that they are currently trapped in. And as you can see, they will be featured on a boat as the main sort of base for, Season 1 was an old military camp they found. Season 2 was farm, Frank Odekine's farm. And Season 3 will be this, decent-sized boat. Yacht, whatever you want to call it, speedboat. Anyways, so I'm going to get into this. Samuel Walker, now, with grown hair, his hair has clearly grown, overgrown, as you can see. Samuel Walker now with this, newfound outfit, as you can see, he has now got a new outfit. Essentially, Samuel has, been on the run for about 2 weeks. His hair now still overgrown, like in Season 2, because his hair was, overgrown in Season 2. It's still overgrown. He has not found the time to cut it, or groom it, or anything like that. So he is still, just wanted to add the details so you can see, Samuel has not been able to clean himself up too much. So, yeah. And so Season 3, Season 3 will be in 2 parts. Part 1 will be this part, on the boat. Part 2, I'm not going to get into Part 2, but you'll find out about Part 2 later, in 2025. So, Season 3, Part 1 will be about Samuel and Aaron, sort of, rekindling their friendship, learning about how Aaron's, survived Aaron, the explosion that he was in. Not really learning about that too much, but as I was saying, basically, Season 3 is about finding the original members of Samuel's group, including Ren Ryder, Silas Hanner, Doogie Donuts, Aaron Jackson was already with Samuel, Brian Pence, Alex Jones, Andrew Jones, Frank Odekine, and some other people. There will be introducing new characters too. And so, yeah. New characters, and, as I've said multiple times, not to spook you guys, but there will be a character introduced from I don't want to say exactly from what, but I think you guys know, because I've said in the last time I did one of these and talked about both Eternal Nightmares and Western Tragedies, I did that about a day before the episode came out. And what I said is that the spin-off of Western Tragedies doesn't have much to do with Eternal Nightmares, and it's a completely different group and a completely different time span. Western Tragedies took place only, day 1 of the apocalypse. Eternal Nightmares Season 1 took place 2 weeks into the apocalypse. Season 3 of Eternal Nightmares, or Season 3 of Eternal Nightmares takes place 3 months into the apocalypse. So it's been about 2 months and 2 weeks since the journey of Western Tragedies has taken place in Season 3 of Eternal Nightmares. Okay, so Season 3 of Eternal Nightmares will have some connections to the Western Tragedy. So if you haven't already seen the Western Tragedy, I'd recommend go watch it. There should be a playlist somewhere on my channel. There will be a playlist somewhere on my channel if there isn't already. But yeah, you should definitely go watch that series. It's really good. Western Tragedy is really good. It was also produced and directed by me. Features Sean Sean Callison and a bunch of other characters. Really good series in my opinion. I'd recommend going to watch it, but it doesn't have really anything to do with this besides one connection. If you've heard one of the characters in the Western Tragedy's full name, and then you hear one of the characters in Eternal Nightmares' full name, you'll find a connection between those two characters' names. I'm not going to say exactly what the connection might be, but I think you guys can get what I'm hinting at here. So, I don't want to spoil too much. However, this boat, I just want to say this, it isn't owned by anyone currently in the Eternal Nightmares main group. It is a new character's boat. sort of a new character. It's a character you guys have seen before, but it's not a character that's been introduced in Eternal Nightmares, so you might get what I'm hinting at now. However, it'll be awesome. You'll see. But basically, Season 3 of Eternal Nightmares is about Samuel wanting to find the rest of the group, and Aaron, being classic Aaron, not wanting to take anyone else on. Aaron and Samuel will end up making a deal, saying, if whoever Samuel finds from the original group can come along on the boat. However, new people won't be allowed to. Essentially, Season 3 will be about Samuel trying to find the rest of his group, surviving this new town that they've stumbled into, uncovering old secrets about Blake, and uncovering new characters, fighting new people, and fighting off the remaining forces of Blake, because now that Blake's dead, his remaining forces are just scattered around. They're not dead. Just because Blake's dead doesn't mean his entire legacy is dead. Meaning someone new will be taking Blake's old spot as the new villain for Season 3, or, well, antagonist, shall I say. Season 3 will show you guys that not everyone in this apocalypse is good. No one in this apocalypse is going to be considered good. By the end of Eternal Nightmares, I want everyone to realize that not everyone in Eternal Nightmares is considered a good person, because after the apocalypse starts, no one can truly be good or bad anymore. It's only just what it takes to survive. So, what Eternal Nightmares has always tried, what I've always tried to make Eternal Nightmares about, is the fact that no one in an apocalypse stays good. You can't stay good for the entirety of an apocalypse and expect to survive. You need to do things, whether it's gross things, like, for example, disguising yourself as a walker, or whether it's murder. Because it's either you kill someone to survive, or someone else kills you to survive. There is no one that's truly good in a zombie apocalypse. It's only kill or be killed at this point. Because in real life, for example, there's murder and all this bad stuff. All this horrible, horrible stuff in real life that goes on every day. And not many people notice it. However, in this apocalypse, I want people to understand that when someone does something bad, like, for example, let's say, instead of Samuel getting Blake killed, what if Blake had killed Samuel? I don't want people to think Blake's a bad guy. Because, like everyone else, Blake had a childhood. He had a father, a mother, probably girlfriend, probably siblings, and all this other stuff. So I don't want anyone to think Blake's a bad guy just because Eternal Nightmares' main group hate him. The group of Eternal Nightmares hate Blake because Blake did something bad to their friend. But the thing is, their friend did something bad to Blake first. So at this point, who's really in the wrong? Samuel, who chose to start a whole war with Blake just because Blake killed someone who did something bad to him first? Or Blake, for continuing to try and kill Samuel? No one's bad in this apocalypse. That's my entire point for this series. No one in this zombie apocalypse of Eternal Nightmares is bad. Everyone can either be considered good or bad. Every single person in this is neither good nor bad. We're all just survivors in this apocalypse. Everyone in the apocalypse is just a survivor. They do what they need to live. Killing Blake was something Eternal Nightmares' main group had to do. Getting Blake killed was something they had to see, witness, and to do to survive for themselves. That's my point. Killing people in the zombie apocalypse is what they have to do to survive. It's not going to make them good, nor is it going to make them bad. Whether they're killing bad people or good people, that's their choice. But no one is good or bad in this thing. So, for example, Samuel Walker sees maybe an innocent man, looks completely harmless, and the guy doesn't seem to have any bad intentions to hurt Samuel. Samuel decides to shoot him on spot. Would Samuel be considered a bad guy? That's my point. Samuel wouldn't be a bad guy for wanting to keep his group and himself safe. However, killing someone that seems harmless, would that make him necessarily bad? That's my point. If that makes sense, I hope that makes sense to you guys, and I'm sorry for, taking so long to explain this. I just want you guys to understand, no one in this apocalypse will be considered good, and no one in this apocalypse will be considered bad. Now, this apocalypse is specifically about Samuel Walker's journey and his group's journey. Samuel and his group's journey. So, in your eyes as the viewer, Samuel and his group will seem like the good guys. They'll seem like the good people trying to do what it takes, but like to survive. But if you pictured the same story from someone else like Blake's eyes, you would realize that Blake isn't the bad guy in this story. Neither is Samuel. They're both two people just trying to do what it takes to keep their groups alive. And fighting each other is what it takes to keep their groups alive. So, that's what I'm trying to say. No one in Samuel's group is good. No one in this series is good. No one at all in this series is bad. No one is bad or good in Eternal Nightmares. There is no bad, there is no good. Everyone is just a survivor. Plain and simple. I hope you guys make sense of that. Now, there will be some old characters returning, and there will be some new characters being introduced. As I said, boat. Where will this boat take us? That is up for you guys to decide. However, not really at all, because I don't know why I said that it was up for you guys to decide, because it's just not up for you guys to decide. But it's up to me to tell you. So, we are heading to to the border in between Texas and Mexico, because in Eternal Nightmares there is an alleged, quote, safe place in between the borders of Mexico and Texas. I'm not going to say if there really is a safe place there. I'm just saying that's what the group hears about. The group hears about an alleged, quote, safe place in between the border of Mexico and Texas. This boat is what they're for. The entire Season 3 Part 1 will be them collecting materials, gas, weapons, and all that stuff to, successfully take the boat out and get to Texas. That's what this season is going to be about. As you can see, Samuel's new outfit, he gets a new outfit. And as you can clearly see, he's not going to be the captain of the boat. So, what does this mean for Samuel? He will not be stepping down as the leader, he just will not be the one owning the boat. Samuel does not own the boat. It is not his boat. Just like how the farm, Franco DeKine's farm, wasn't his, but he was still the leader of his group. Whoever owns this boat is the owner of the boat and gets to decide if Samuel and his group get to come along or not. I'm not going to say who owns the boat, but let's just say whoever owns this boat has a strong connection to Aaron, and Aaron is the sole reason Samuel and his group are allowed on this boat. So picture it like this. Aaron dies, Samuel can't go to Texas, or Mexico, or in between, or whatever. So Samuel and his group need to keep Aaron alive and the owner of the boat alive, essentially. You'll see what I mean. But essentially, we're supposed to fight off remaining Blake forces, surviving flooded parts of this newfound city, and getting weapons, gas, materials for the boat. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed, because so far, that's all for now. So I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.